150 mètres.
Et 5 minutes.
Okay.
One of the surprising things about being an adult learner is that it's really hard to learn things when you're an adult. You just don't have the same brain plasticity of the youth. And two, injuries are really common. It always surprised me because the research shows that Olympic weightlifting and powerlifting even have some of the lowest incidence of injury of any sport. But in my own experience, and also having spoken with so many adult learners over the years, it paints a really different picture. So I thought it might interest some people to do a vlog or a video series aimed at the everyday person, just like myself. Knowledge could be the great equalizer here. The more we know and understand about human anatomy, biomechanics, nutrition and performance, etc., the less we have to stay stuck with the problems of past generations. And hopefully it'll help you to grow into this complex but equally as rewarding activity like Olympic weightlifting. So you'll see me break down common issues that I experience with injury, mobility, strength, performance, etc., and you'll see how I apply these concepts in real time. I think it'll be useful because some of the concepts I use regularly can seem pretty novel to even seasoned veterans of the sport, but they absolutely work, not just for me, but also for my athletes and clients as well. It's been quite challenging balancing out the demands of daily content creation with training and other life responsibilities. It's caused a little bit of inconsistency in my performance, where I've missed a couple of lifts, particularly snatches, jerks, and this 200 kilo back squat. Snatches, my balance will be forward a little bit, which causes me to miss forward, and jerks, I really struggle to lock out at heavier percentages. It's a pretty common problem, especially for me, and I just made a little extra effort this week to restore that anterior pelvic tilt so that I have optimal mobility and function during the later, more challenging parts of my training. Lately, I've been really liking the short seat technique. I made a quick short about it. I'll link it in the description. It's really useful if you've been noticing that your squat feels off, if you're on your toes a lot, your low back hurts, also have some tightness in the upper torso, around the clavicles, between the shoulder blades, the neck, or even having a twisted feeling in the arms. So doing this helps me to regain genuine and functional ranges of motion, which allows me to push a little bit harder in training since I'm not over leveraging tissues at their end ranges, which is what will happen if you're stressed and you're stuck in anterior tilt. So pushing through this without doing any alignment work will just beat you up even more. And for me, it's kind of a one and done. You'll probably make the lift, but it takes me about 2 to 3 times as long to recover. For the jerks, my coach has pointed out that I'm hesitant under heavier percentages, and it leads me to cut my drive short and sneak my back leg out to get into position faster. I think this is a good analogy to apply to my life more generally, as in noticing how my fear and self-doubt of approaching heavy weights, it leads me to act anticipatorily, which actually sabotages my very ability to do the thing that I'm trying to control for. But I have to admit, inconsistent periods of training and performance can be a little bit disorienting to my confidence. Just thought about what the tomorrow version of me would most want from me right now. Lasting confidence, in my opinion, is rooted in a foundation of self-respect, which you gain from doing things that really challenge you and push you to grow. And on that note, I just want to talk a little bit about the mantra, mind over matter. There's definitely truth to this. However, it took me a really long time and many more hard lessons to fully appreciate the bigger picture between the mind and the body. And what I mean by that is if you want to make a really big difference in your body, you need to engage the mind in your movements. Think deliberate and intentional practice of technique. On the flip side, if you want to make a big difference in the mind, then it's going to be really effective to engage the body to do that. So that's why so many athletes will use mental visualization techniques to enhance their physical performance. Michael Phelps has been known to recreate entire races in his imagination, walking through each frame step by step, including everything that could possibly go wrong. I personally resonate with his more cerebral approach, but my best advice is, there are a lot of strategies out there and one will be perfect for you. So you do you. The other side of this is how many of the mindfulness techniques out there are actually practices of paying attention to concrete sensations of the body and other physiological functions. For example, counting your breathing, body scans, and etc. So if you're like me and you often find yourself getting stuck in your own head, which causes you to rush and throw your training out the window, try this mental grounding technique I've been using to some really good effect lately. With my eyes closed, I'll slowly exhale out of my mouth for about 4 seconds, counting it out. 1 1,000, 2 1,000. Then I inhale through my nose for another 4 seconds and slowly open my eyes at the same time. And when I do this well, the room actually looks and feels different when I open my eyes, which tells me that I've accessed my nervous system. Pupil dilation is a parasympathetic response. And since I've trained fairly hard and often, managing my sympathetic nervous system is a really important aspect to sustaining my performance. So give it a shot. It's been really effective for me at instantly grounding me into my body, helping me to feel more connected with the bar and also the environment. Okay, so that about covers what I've planned for the first episode. If you've enjoyed this or took away something useful, just make sure to drop me a like and subscribe so I can continue making content for you like this. And if you have any questions or want to chat about something, just drop it in the comment section. I'll make sure to respond as soon as I can. Until then, see you on the next one.